All right, sure. Hold on, everyone. Everyone, hold on 1 second. Let me get the banner going. Okay, bam. There we go. Everyone, we are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Uhuru. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe as you come to the chat room. Again, like, share, and subscribe as you come to the chat room. We are approaching 100K subscribers. Again, we are approaching 100K. 100K. And when we hit 100K, I got a giveaway. The 100K giveaway for a lucky subscriber out there. One of you lucky subscribers, you're going to win something beautiful for reaching 100K. We're almost there, family. Let's get there. Like, share, and subscribe. Go to dynastymir.com. We are leaving for Sierra Leone on Monday. Looking forward to it. We're going to have a great time. We got a couple people who are going to receive their Sierra Leonean citizenship. Going to be dual citizens. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, let's see here. Nigeria, August 16th to the 22nd for the Oshun Festival. If you want to roll to Nigeria for the Oshun Festival, hit me up. Great time. Again, come roll with us. We're going to go to Otoruo, come visit the kingdom, Oshun Festival, all that good stuff. Come and roll with us. Hit me up. Also, become a monthly Patreon. Again, please become a Patreon. Support your media. Without further ado, we got Brother Kyle Genesis with us today. We're going to rise up. And Kyle, I want to jump right into it. Real quick, I got a question. George Floyd trial.
Right.
So I'm watching today. I don't know if it was an old clip or it was old footage of the trial, or if it came, because it says it was posted 10 hours ago on a major network on YouTube. So I don't know if it was new or it was old. So his friend,
right, yeah,
who was in the car with him, pleaded the fifth. And what's crazy, guys, I gotta play this. What's crazy, the guy's lawyer came out. Do you see that? You know what I'm talking about? Do you see it?
I seen when he said he pleaded the fifth because it might incriminate him.
But his lawyer said that too. Like, look, I'm gonna tell my client to plead the fifth because it might incriminate him if I don't know, but I thought it was crazy. Why would your lawyer? I thought when he pleaded the fifth, like with I remember the O.J. Simpson trial when Mark Furman pleaded the fifth. He just said, "I plead the fifth." Right. I plead the fifth. But with this guy and his lawyer, they were like explaining why he's pleading the fifth. They should have just went on the witness stand.
No, the reason why is because if he puts himself in a situation right now, if he's not on the stand, that means he has nothing to do with the trial, right? If it comes out that he was the one who supplied him with the drugs,
which he did. But I think he did. I don't know, but I think he did. Allegedly.
They'll be like this. Well, where did he get the drugs from? What? And it'll come out that he was a supplier, whatever, and that he could be charged with. If it comes out that George Floyd died of overdose, then he could be charged with murder.
Right.
So he's like, I'm not saying anything. He's like, I'm not saying anything. I'm just going to plead the fifth. I'm not saying anything. You have to force me to thing. Just like what happened in, I don't know if you remember this, the Howard Beach incident in New York City. That was a real disappointment. One of the defendants.
Hey, Colin, okay, sorry to cut you off. So Howard Beach. So one of the guys who I guess killed the brother who was involved, he was a DJ at a black radio station. They just found out about it like maybe 5 months ago and finally fired him.
Say it again. Howard Beach in New York. This is 1986.
Yeah, the brother, when a black kid got killed, right?
Yeah.
So one of the kids that was involved with the assault was a DJ for a black radio station. Hip hop radio station.
Right. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
He just recently got fired. Recently.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. He was one of those Italian kid.
Yeah.
Ones that was involved with the Howard Beach incident, whatever, like that. Yeah, I remember that.
But it was crazy. So So he was involved in the murder of a black kid and went and hit in black culture and made money.
It's not because, like I said, one of the reasons why I came out in 2006 was most of the hip hop sites were owned by white boys, you know,
Mhm.
and they would use these sites to say the N word, make money, you know, assault black women by calling them bees and hoes, just join the whole fuckery of black culture, you know, while they're being white. And I said, nah, you know, and it was like, oh, this College Genesis guy, he's out of date, man. This is new hip hop nation. We don't see color and all this kind of stupid shit. They were trying to push at the time, you know. I
Yeah,
guess
dude's name was listen. Okay, so dude's name was Patty Duke, and he worked at Hot 97 with Ebro and them.
yeah. You remember something? Hot 97
But
was
I'm just like, how did Ebro and them not like? No, go
because
ahead.
Ebro's a clown. All these guys are clowns, you
Yeah,
know.
he's a yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
all these guys are clowns. I said that. And nobody, oh, he's cool. Get the fuck out of here, you know. Get these clowns out of here. All these so-called hip hop, social justice warrior clowns and whatnot. These guys, you know. The bottom line is, like, how do you kill a man with a vision and give him another one? Everybody bought into this idea that, oh, we're gonna have this party with white people and this hip hop stuff is gonna erase racism and all this nonsense and everything. It's gonna all go away. All we need to do is get rid of a few white racists and we'll all get along. There's a lot of black people buy into this nonsense of kumbaya with white people, like it's all gonna disappear and everything, like it's an election. The black people really believe that, oh yeah, once Biden got elected, you know, all of this racism and white supremacy is going to disappear. We're going to have a breath of fresh air. That's not who we are as a country. We're going to bring back the real America. Damn, not even 100 days into his office, and we got a police shooting, you know, in broad
Right,
daylight. You know, it's like, damn, that's what's going. And I said this, and I said this on this show.
right.
Police shootings are going to be worse. You know, why? Because police are going to be emboldened. Why? Because you have Biden in the White House, right? It looks like black people with Stacey Abrams have power. And so therefore, white people are going to be like, oh, you can't say that because look, we got Raphael Warnock, I think his name is, in Georgia. You guys won. You got
Right.
black, you got all this stuff like that going on. So white people, like under Trump, they were sort of white police were watching their ass because it was like you didn't see many police shootings under the Trump administration, you know. Most of the police shootings happened under Obama. Why? Because they figured, oh, well, you can't call racism because we got a black man in the White House. Now you can't call racism because you got a so-called guy who told you that if you don't vote for him, he ain't black. He's in the White House. You know, so therefore they could do whatever they want to do, and that's what it is. Where's all the black brutality happen? In areas where there's white Democrats and black Democrats in power. New York City, okay, Detroit, Gary, Indiana, all these Atlanta, all these police shootings are happening in blue states because the bottom line is this: it doesn't matter whether it's red or blue. You know, when it comes to the police, you know, black is black and blue is blue. As simple as that. And so we thought that no, I didn't think that when once Biden gets in office, the temperature of the country is going to calm down. I don't see it calming down. I see a week after Biden took office, Antifa was burning buildings in Portland, right? Black Lives Matter is amping its rhetoric up, its marches and protests up, right? And so you having all this, and you saying to yourself, when is this going to calm down? I thought that the main reason why we're having racism is because Donald Trump was a racist, and that's permeating out throughout America. That's what we were told. So when Biden gets in office, all this is supposed to disappear. We got a first woman of color as vice president. All this is supposed to disappear. And the sad part about it is not even that, it's the fact that you have a lot of black people who actually believe that. They actually believe that. So now, unfortunately, for the next generation, our generation, Generation X and millennials, we have to basically apologize to the future because we basically left them with nothing. You know, black people have nothing to build on politically in America, nothing to build on. You know, we basically gave a vote to a political party, which is basically a fringe. People who believe in Marxism, socialism, and the LGBTQ, all this stuff like that, they're a very fringe population. They don't have any numbers, right?
Yeah, but these so-called Marxist socialists are some of the biggest capitalists you'll ever.
Right. That's what I said. It's a hypocrisy. You know, they do that. You got to understand something why they do it, right? They sell you on that, right? They say, okay, we'll give you socialism and everything because they assume that the average person wants to be taken care of. And how do you get taken care of? You give them power. And the power that they use they use it for themselves. They'll give you their crumbs to keep you satisfied. We'll give you welfare. We'll give you jobs, housing, everything like that. That's all you need, right? I
Right.
pulled up an article. Remember, he was talking to me in my office, and I had my guy from the BAO with Ron. Well, I found the article talking about Joe Biden, and it was dated 2019. Joe Biden said if he gets elected office, the LGBTQ will be his top priority. Now, should I say it again? He said that in 2019. Black America, right? Listen to Jim Clyburn. Said, I know Joe Biden. He's a good master, you know. You got Roland Farton running around, you know.
Hey, but where is Angela Rye? Like, she's disappeared.
Oh, well, because you know why? Because a lot of black people, like, you gotta say something with Angela Rye, you know. Her thing was Donald Trump. He's a patriarch, and people confuse patriarchy and all this stuff, white nationalism and all that, with black people being oppressed, like black issues. Angela Rye is a mixed race person, as I know, right?
I don't think. I think she has two black parents. I believe she has two black parents.
Well, she says she's ambiguous. Well, anyway, but if you look at her, who she hangs around in, she comes off as mixed race or whatever like that, you know. Okay, and the whole thing is people like that who are racially confused. They believe that if anytime a white person is white, anytime a white person is conservative or everything, that's a threat to their well-being. Whereas the average black person don't have a problem with white people being white and we being black. Okay, you're white, I'm black. Okay, it's fine. But these people that you see in the media, right? They're constantly talking about race and everything because what they really want is they want acceptance from white people, right? Or they want white people silenced. They want white people silenced so they could basically feel comfortable in mixed race circles. These people don't hang around black people for the most part because white people are not. When you're in black spaces, are black people talking about white people? Are they talking about how to better relationship? No. Most black people are in their own spaces, their own businesses and everything, network with their own stuff. Do you see any white people on our social media platforms, Dinus? No. No. So what is this big rush to basically sing kumbaya with white Americans? It doesn't exist. But that's what black America is forced to fight for, you know? Andrew Wright came over to Ghana. Why? You know?
She was with what's the lady's name? Guys, what's the lady's name? Queen Afua, I think her name is Queen Afua. Yeah, she came over to Ghana with Queen Afua.
This whole thing is everybody think they can go to Ghana, right? And Ghana's losing its credibility, you know, because the same people who want to go to Ghana, right, are trying to push the LGBTQ in Ghana, right? And if they can make Ghana this country where LGBTQ is cool and everything, that's why they're basically putting Twitter in Ghana. They say, okay, we can make this country in Africa. We can have African Americans who go over to Ghana, but nothing's really happened. No real Pan-Africanism is really happening in Ghana. You know, Ghana will be this Afro chic, passe place you can go to and feel African, right? But anybody can go over there, and there's no real revolution happening in Ghana. It's just Afro chic people from the UK and white people. Yeah,
you say Afro chic.
Afro chic. When I say Afro chic, I never explained this, right? It means people, right, who go around putting on African garb, right?
Right.
They want to look African or look stuff like that, but deep down inside, they're Negropeans, and they're really swirlers. There's a lot of people who are trying to push the swirling agenda in Africa. You know, there's an African page that's on YouTube or that's on Facebook. I don't know if you saw it or not. Remember, I showed a picture. It said the face of the beauties of Africa. Remember that?
No.
And they had all these women. They had white women up there, Asian women, and I said, "What the hell is this? It's called We Are Africa." And I said, "What's this?" And then you got Africans saying, "Well, we do got white people living here." I said, "Well, when you talk about African beauty, you're talking about black women." They said, "Well, why do you have a Caucasian, blonde, blue-eyed person as a representation of Africa?" This is a whole movement. Like I said, I saw this coming years ago. Just because somebody says they're into Africa does not necessarily mean they're into black African politics and black African struggle. You know, there's a lot. So if you can make Ghana a rainbow country, right? then basically the black nationalist movement in America will seem foolish and irrelevant. That's what's going on, and they need to do that. They need to make Ghana and all these African countries LGBTQ friendly, race mixing, interracial marriage, swirling, and all this stuff that they're trying to push in Africa for a reason. Why? Because they don't want Black America having any sort of psychological and mental escape. Africa's our escape. Like you said, Africa is my therapy. Now, what if you start going to Africa, Dynasty, and you start seeing the same thing you see in Africa as you see in Atlanta? It won't be the same, would it?
No.
You know, it won't be the same. But that's what's coming down the pike. You know, that's what's coming down the pike. And that's why you got certain people who are trying to attack you. You know, they're trying to attack you. Why? Because you're an Africanist and everything. You talk about African issues, but they don't like that. You know, the same people will say, well, how is interracial marriage in Africa? You know, that's what they want. They want people like you, people like me gone. Why? Because it's a bigger thing. They want Africans and Europeans and Africa to be a place of swirling and place of liberalism and all stuff like that. And that's what coming down the pike. That's what we thought we were going to have when there was a lot of black men out there who basically like this. You have black women out there talk about, I love the BBC. That's why I'm marching for black people. Remember that last year?
Yeah. It was here. Black. Yeah.
Yeah, all stuff like that. You know, we don't like talk about stuff like that, but let's talk about it though. You know, there's too many black people, right? Who?
Hold on a second, guys, hit that like button. We have 200 people watching. Please hit the like button as you come to the chat room. Again, please hit that like button. All right, go ahead, Colin.
Yeah. So the bottom line is this. You know, just like you can have a lot of people that come to your chat room and stuff like that, and pretend like they are with this struggle. You know. The bottom line is this: there's too many people, black people, right, who believe in race mixing. And let me tell you something about race mixing. You ever notice the strongest races of people keep their bloodline? That's why Meghan Markle was rejected from the royal family. You know, because the bottom line is she's not white. I don't care how she looks white, but she's not white. Jewish people, the top Jewish people, would you ever see them marrying a black person or Irish person or Catholic? No. Anybody who's in power, when you have power and you have something that you could lose over a generation, you covet that. Everybody else is expected to, it's okay for the Queen of England, right, to covet their bloodline, to say we can't mix with this person, blue bloods and everything like that, right? But when you're oppressed, right, you're required to love and accept everybody. You can't have any standards. You can't say, no, this is who we are. And they're like, you don't have powers. By declaring yourself, this is who we are. We're African Americans, we're Africans, or whatever we are. This is what we are. Don't try to trivialize it, right? Don't try to come on and say, well, race don't really exist. It's a figure of it. Okay, you could say that when you have no power. Now, when if black people sitting on, if Africa was straightened out, and we're all sitting on $100 trillion economy and everything, and it's all black people in charge, then your attitude's going to change. You're going to like, we don't want everybody coming here. Why? Because we want to preserve who we are for people that look like us. But we've been taught to hate ourselves. We've been taught, oh, color doesn't matter. Because reason why race doesn't matter to you, because you have nothing to give. You know, you think being black is being oppressed. You think black is having nothing and just basically everything. So the world, basically, why the white people tell you that race and the end game is, oh, we're all going to love each other, race is going to disappear. They're not trying to give up that whiteness. They're not trying to give up their identity as being white. They're not trying to do that. The Jews are not going to try to give up being Jews. The Chinese are not going to try to give up being Chinese. Why? Because it's power. These people are organized. These people have things. They have tenders. They have states. They have governments. They have wealth. They have militaries. And so basically when people have things, they want to preserve it. The reason why we don't care about what happens to Africa is because we have nothing. You know, we don't care about the Chinese taking over the continent. I applaud the Gambian youth. You saw how they
they got fishery. Yeah.
Evidently, they didn't buy the idea of a one world globalism, colorblind nonsense. They realized that they're black. They're gonna stay black. They're gonna stay in Africa, right? And the bottom line is this, this utopian idea of multicultural, multiracial societies and everybody getting along and everything. They're not buying it. They don't care how many people in the diaspora that go to European discotheques and date with white people and all this stuff.
He said discotheques.
Yeah, discotheques. That's what they do. You always see African brothers. They're always in the friggin' thing trying to get with white girls and all these countries. Then they complain about racism. I tried to date a girl and I can't get it because I'm black. Nigga, are you kidding me? The African American, we know that. We got our.
No, there are some that they be tripping too.
Yeah, but for the most part, the African brothers, they have to learn first. Like, did you see that video where the Nigerian brother was screaming at the Indians in the Nigerian mall that just came out?
No, what happened?
Oh, you have to see that. I think I sent it to you. I think I sent it. He was basically saying we would face racism in India. He was just, I couldn't even. I said, look, the dude should have just did a disclaimer because I had to watch it twice to figure out what he was yelling at. And the Nigerians started calming him down. He wanted to assault the Indians, right? He said, we're over there, the police harass us and everything. He was speaking incoherent English. But the gist of what he was saying was, we were facing racism in India. Y'all treat black people like they're garbage and everything. But yet y'all sit here in our country making money and everything. And he was just basically telling him, you guys got to get out of Nigeria, basically. And he was violent. They had to calm him down. I'm saying he was like, it was like 10 minutes of him basically just, angry. I've never seen anybody that angry and violent in my life. So whatever's going on in India with African immigrants is something we have to look at, Right. He said, yeah, in India, you walk out the house if you're black, they chase you, they call the police on you and stuff like that, And so he was like, these guys, look at it, they're just living peacefully in Nigeria and everything. But we go to their country, their thing. First, I was like mocking them, like, oh, stay out of India. Then I thought about it, right? And I thought about it, I said, wait a minute, he has a point. Africans, black people, we let everybody come into our spaces for free. We don't have only time we get upset is when another black person comes in our space.
Right.
When another
repeat what you just said, Kala.
We have no problem with other races coming to our spaces, but we only have problem with other black people coming to our spaces. Mm-hmm. People still going on about black Americans and stuff like that. Everybody making a big deal about African Americans going to Africa, investing. Okay, yeah, there's going to be some people that scam. There's some people that can make mistakes on the continent, but compared to what you're going to get, if you get enough African Americans going to the continent, that could be economic, social, and political upliftment for Africans. Because people are really African Americans have a lot of potential power in America. We just don't use it. We use all our power to uplift the Democrats. We're going to talk about today. All our power is used to enrich everybody else. Our power vote propelled the first LGBTQ transgender in the Navy, in a top position Navy. Black people are the largest demographic vote in the Democratic Party. Without the black vote, the Democrats would not have no power. Without the Democrats in power goes the whole culture. LGBTQ issues and all that stuff will go away. Illegal immigrants will go away. All these things that don't benefit us, we provide with our vote. We provide with our vote. We give our vote away for free. We get nothing in return.
Right.
Let's say now the con is, well, I think a lot of these people, these woke leftists, are starting to figure that out, right? So what they're doing is to head us off the past, right? They're starting a new campaign saying, we're going to fight for reparations. Now, Dinus, we're supposed to be stupid and say, okay, in 2022, right, if the Democrats keep the House, we're going to get a reparations bill. See, they just keep kicking the can down the road, right? They'll say,
no, they're going to study. They're going to study it. No, but they got celebrities out there. Yeah, Alyssa Milano saying the next best thing is we owe black people reparations, as if they really serious about passing reparations. That's basically to keep black people lured in because they need us still. Despite all the fact that they're trying to bring millions of illegals here, they can't really count on the Latino vote because Latino vote fluctuates between Democrats and Republicans. The black vote is consistently Democrat.
right? If black people even fluctuated between two parties, the Democrats would be finished. Or they would have to come up with some real reason for us to vote for them. But right now, there is none because you're going to give all your votes to them anyway, and in large numbers because we're Democrats. You know, you're not black, Dinus. Let's stop kidding ourselves. We're not black. We're not African Americans. You know, we're not Africans in America. We're not Muslims. We're not Christians. We are Democrats. You know, you're black, you are a Democrat. That comes first word. Before you're a plumber, before you're a painter, before you're a basketball player, you are a Democrat. And the bottom line is your duty as a black person, right, is to every 2 or 3 years, 4 years, is to go hit D into the box or you ain't black.
All right.
That's it in a nutshell.
Guys, hit that like button. We're going to go ahead and open up the lines, family. Again, please hit that like button. If you want to call in and ask a question, Uhuru at search for Uhuru.com. Uhuru at, oh, no, hold on, Colin. Uhuru at search for Uhuru.com. Uhuru at search for Uhuru.com. Send me an email and I'll forward you the link and you could call in. And we are rolling to Sierra Leone next week. I cannot wait. So if you want to call in, emails in the chat room, Uhuru at search for Uhuru.com. Send me an email and I'll forward you the link. And make sure you go to dynastymirror.com and join the email list as well. All right, go ahead, Colin.
Okay, now, last couple of days we were talking about Minister Louis Farrakhan, right? Now, I'll say this, right? I'm going to preface this to what I'm talking about as far as like the culture war and everything in Black America, right? Some people say, "Oh, he's a leader. He's a leader." I'm like, bro, if somebody's my leader, if you say he's my leader, right? He has to be there for me and speak to me, speak for us when it's in need. When a presidential candidate gets up and says, "You're not black unless you vote for him," right? That basically is so. Think about it. It's so disrespectful, right?
Right.
You would think the one person I would hope would get up there and say, "You know something, Joe Biden, you know, I don't give a damn if Donald Trump wins. How dare you say that about my people?" And then he didn't. Minister Farrakhan didn't say that. Then this brother Green, who basically said he followed the Nation of Islam and crashed into the Capitol, right? And he was killed, right, by Capitol Hill police. The Nation of Islam distanced himself from him when he was basically inspired by the teachings of Minister Farrakhan. And so basically we threw that young man under the bus instead of saying, yeah, you know, okay, this, that, the other thing. But the gist of what he was saying was, isn't the Nation of Islam always talking about making war on the United States government? Isn't the Nation of Islam? So this guy took the Nation of Islam literally as if it was ever a serious organization and acted on some of the stuff they talk about. So if you're not talking about what you say, which is the end of America, war with America, and everything, then you need to change your rhetoric. Or when somebody say, you know, something I really don't agree with, I'm gonna look some way. Don't go chastise the people if they basically say, you know, something. We like the minister, we like the Nation of Islam, we like some of the stuff, we read the books and everything like that. But you guys can't be our spokesman. If you are our spokesman, right? When the time comes, like when Biden said that, right? You should have been the first one to say, look, you don't talk about Black America like that. We had absolutely nobody in the media defending Black America. How dare you say something like, if you don't vote for me, you're not black, man. You're not black, man. What makes you black, Mr. Biden? You know, what makes you black? Because you was Barack Obama's vice president? We call the question Barack Obama's blackness. So therefore, what I'm saying is you got 45 million people with absolutely no leadership. We have no protection, you know, in the media, right? All we are is this. You just drum us up and everything. They give us trauma bonding. You know, we just traumatized by what we see in the media every day, police shootings and everything. Black people are just riled up, traumatized, and we have no peace, no nothing. And then when some people say, you know something, maybe it's a better option is building in Africa. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. Okay, that's what many of us want to do. We want to build closer ties with Africa for the future. You know, we don't think America is beyond saving. Why is it up to us, Black America, right? Because let me give you an example. Mexicans come here and take $60 billion a year out of the economy and send it back to Mexico. Do you think Mexicans and all these other people really care about the future of America? No, they don't.
No.
No, they don't. But it's always Black America, the people who benefit from America the least. It's always our obligation to make sure everybody else is fed, that everybody else is standing. The last thing they want us is Black people to give up on this idea of America. It's not for us. It's for them. As long as you keep getting up, like Al Sharpton gave a slave speech today,
Slave speech.
Yeah. He basically said he talked to Joe Biden,
Oh, he said he talked about what?
He's talking about he's paying for Derek, what's it, Deontay White's funeral, right?
The guy that was just killed in Minnesota?
Yeah. He's paying for the funeral, right? And so he's sitting there talking. I talked to Biden, I talked to whatever like that. And he said, main thing is we have to. So he basically, while he's talking about this young brother's body's not even cold, and he's talking about voting rights in Georgia. So they're playing games with Black people. Barack Obama, when he was at John Lewis's funeral, right? Body's not even in the ground, and the first thing he started talking about is we got to get out the vote at a funeral. These people have absolutely no respect. What about the people grieving over this young man who got killed, right? It's going to be racial unrest. The only thing you're going to talk about is us voting. Voting, is that the most important thing? And then when you talk about voting, you're not talking about voting. You're talking about voting for Democrats, making sure the Democrats win. And then when you say, well, what are we going to get out of this vote? Nothing. Like you coined it right, vote tap.
Vote tap.
I thought it was silly when you first met. Now I see you're real, right? Yeah. It's not about anything. It's not about an agenda. It's not about building anything. It's first of all, before you can have a political base, you got to have a social base. Black people are socially fragmented. Our culture, we lost our culture. You look at what's going on with the Grammys, Nas X, and all that. We lost our culture. We lost a sense of who we are. It used to be a time where Black people read Ebony magazine, Jet magazine. We're all on the same page, all on the same code. We knew who we were. We knew what things were, and we knew who our enemies were. We knew who we are. Now we got people speaking for us. Don't come from our lineage. Barack Obama's didn't come from our heritage. Trevor Noah doesn't come from our heritage, right? But anybody, like I asked a question about Angela Rye, is she African American? She's Black. Is she African American? No. Not to put the ADOS rhetoric, but they do have a point, in many ways. People who are not in our heritage, right? That means they don't have our history. If you don't have our history, you don't know who we are right now. And you're not part of our future. So it used to be a time where people who came to this country, right? If you were Black, there was a Black culture, a Black history, a Black struggle that you bought into. But you can't tell me that if you're spending time with Hollywood people, white people, you always look at people's friends. As Angela Rye's friends and whatnot, you follow around with a camera, right? Where's she out with? She's probably out with guys, and white girls and, doing clubbing and partying and everything. But yet they get on TV and act like they're an authority on Black issues, and you're not engaged with Black people on a daily basis. You can't just, on one hand, decide I want to be Black when it's convenient for you, and that's the problem. Nobody wants to respect the race, right? Nobody wants to be Black, right? But everybody wants the benefits of the struggle. Oh, I love that struggle, man. I love that struggle, man. Yeah. If I was, but you don't want to actually have the responsibility of looking Black, or being Black physically, or phonetic or phenotype. You don't want all that. You don't want it like that, but you want to basically talk about the struggles from a comfort of either light skin privilege or Black or people money privilege, And so basically, that's what it is. And it's to the point where we don't really have nothing. And the whole gist of it is the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party, basically, there's no real Black culture in the African American culture, in the Democratic Party. They've even convinced Black churches, right, to go along with the Marxist, leftist, nonsense, social justice warrior stuff and everything. And that's what it is. We have no real voice. If you're not a social justice warrior, you're not preaching open borders, Marxism, all this stuff like that the left wing talks about, the end of patriarchy and all stuff like that, end of all the stuff that they talk about, if you're not that, then you have no voice. I think that's why you notice that you haven't seen Tavis Smiley that much lately,
Well, we know he got in trouble. He has
huh?
a sex. He has like a rape, not a
No,
what's the word? Maybe
sexual
sexual assault case or sexual harassment
yeah.
case.
And the reason why you don't see people like Tavis Smiley is because Tavis, for all his faults, was not going along with things. I remember I used to clown Tavis back in the days, man. I wrote a blog years ago called Tavis the Smiling Coon. That's when I was on the Obama kick,
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember the last State of the Union that he had, was 2009. And after that, Tavis said, when Black America ditched him for Obama, he said he ain't doing no more. He said, I'm not doing the State of the Union. I used to love those things, He had a round table of Black leaders and everything like that. But
him and Cornel West came to LA, I think it was like 2009.
Yeah, for the poverty tour.
Or something like that. Yeah, it was like 2009, I think it was, yeah.
Right. And so they came and they basically, that was just basically despite Obama. Obama didn't invite him to the White House, him and Cornel to the White House. So he's going around talking about this. But we sided with Obama, right? Mm-hmm. And I think Black people are starting to have buyer's remorse about Obama because I think Tavis was right. Why we were just so enamored with having a Black president. We didn't care what Obama did. He didn't have us on his agenda. And so therefore Tavis had a point, about Obama. He said, look, Black people basically, he wrote a book called Accountable. He said, Black people basically put you in office and what are you going to do for them? And we were saying, well, no, he's a president for everybody, So we as a people, man, and like I said, that's hindsight, right? Black people, pretty much good people. We really thought the Obamas were going to be good for America. We thought America was going to change and everything, and it didn't happen. So for Black people to feel like that about Obama now, right? That means Obama's irrelevant. His 8 years of presidency is irrelevant to us, right? Because America got worse. Race relations in America got worse before he came into office and left. I'm not saying it was Obama's fault, but he should have known the reaction to having a Black president and a left-wing Black president. And let's talk about something. Obama was not even as leftist as a Biden is, right? But have you ever noticed that Mitch McConnell has yet to say we're going to make Biden a one-term president?
No.
You ever notice that?
No.
Obama was very conservative in a lot of his policies. He was very conservative. Basically, he told Black people, remember when Kanye went up there and took the mic from Taylor Swift, right?
Right.
Obama the next day called Kanye what? A jackass. Remember that?
Right.
That was sending signals that, yo, man, even though you got a Black president, that nigga's out of line, man. You know what I'm saying? Kanye's a jackass, right? He was making all kinds of overtures of white America that you have nothing to worry about with his presidency.
Right?
His spending and everything was on to everybody's like, okay, he's not such a bad guy, He cleaned up that oil spill in the Gulf. I mean, Obama was his first 2 years, he was on point. Mm-hmm. But still white America on the whole did not accept him. Now, come to Biden, and also Obama said he said marriage is between a man and a woman. So basically, we're like, okay, this is a cool guy. He's like, he increased military spending. He was met with veterans and stuff like that. So he was basically a middle of the road centrist type of president.
All right.
Biden's governing from the left, and you don't see any outrage among these white people that call themselves conservatives. Why? Because Biden is white. When they see Hunter Biden, can you imagine if Obama had a son that did what Hunter did?
Oh man.
Can you imagine that? But he gets a pass because I thought that in January 20th, all that's going to be done. You got a white guy showing you white privilege. This guy was on tape saying that if you don't give us what we want or drop the charge of your son, you're not going to get the aid package. He said that, and he got elected. So on January 20th, what would you expect? You got a white man who has using more white privilege than Donald Trump ever would, and you're so happy. You're happy seeing this white boy, Hunter Biden, with crack, a crack user, funneling money to his company, got a stripper, a prostitute pregnant and everything, that's okay to you. You know, that's okay to you. Why? Because you thought that in January 20th, all things were going to be forgotten. That's why I said you can't, at this point in time, you cannot take what black people say seriously. A guy last night, Maximilian, dudes like that, man, you know, just unheartening. They're so emotional. Oh, we got that's, you can tell when people are watching CNN and MSNBC. They get you code with this. Like, look, I'm like this. I don't give a damn who wins. All I know is if I have anything to say about it, I'm not giving no white person any free ride. I look at the Bidens and I'm absolutely disgusted. You know, do you think with all the dirt, the Biden, his brother, and all these people, you think a black family could have that much political power? You know,
No.
why am I voting for the epitome of white privilege, which is Biden? Let's say there's something about Biden, right? There's a college, you just hate Biden. Biden couldn't even get elected in his home state.
Right.
Because you had people like Rick Santorum and several other senators, Arlen Specter. That state of Pennsylvania, one of the powerful countries in the states in the union. You had Rick Santorum. You had produced top senators. Biden didn't have a chance. So what did he do? He had to go to a little tiny state like Delaware to become their senator across the river or border, whatever, you know,
Right.
across the Delaware River.
Guys, hold on, guys, hit that like button again. Please hit the like button, and we'll take some callers. You want to call in? The email is uhuru@searchforuhuru.com. uhuru@searchforuhuru.com is the email. I'll go ahead, caller.
Yeah, people don't ask, why is Joe Biden? He's from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Why is he the senator from Delaware? No one ever talks about that. It's because he was so incompetent in college. He's a plagiarist, incompetent, you know. And so the only thing he could do was become a senator from the little tiny state of Delaware. You know, and you think this guy is so that this guy's been 47 years in power, has never done anything, never passed any legislation, never did anything. Says he was against a filibuster decades ago, right? Now he wants a filibuster because it's to his political advantage. But this is what you voted for. This is what you want. And so, like I said, the only way Biden is in office, the most powerful man in the world's office, is because of Black America. Where's his Black agenda? He's already taking care of the Indian immigrants from Kamala's families, you know. He's looking to take care of the Chinese people. He said Chinese suffer because Donald Trump said the China virus and Kung flu. So Asians suffering because of business. So we got to take care of them. So there's all the sympathy for the Asians. I've seen this happen when I was growing up, right? White liberals, basically, they cannot stand Black people who do not kiss their ass, right? All these new immigrants come over here, they kiss their ass, and they basically say, look at these model immigrants. The liberals created this model, Asian model minority myth, you know? Mm-hmm. And Asians, people don't realize Asians have the largest number of people in poverty in America. Not Black, it's Asians. You know, a lot of Asians can't speak English, you know? They come over here from countries like Vietnam, Cambodia, and Philippines, stuff like that, and they're impoverished. They're not all rich and educated and everything like that as they're trying to think. So what they're trying to do is basically disperse Black people, saying we should be doing better and everything. But what about all the white people in the Appalachians that are doing bad? You know, Nobody talks about that. When white people are doing bad, it's the economy. Oh, we got to do this. When Black people are doing bad, we're just lazy.
Right.
You know, they took the steel industry from Gary, Indiana, Pittsburgh, and everything. Black America built the steel and the auto industry in America. It was our hands that built this country. But the thing is, when we basically lost all those jobs, the next generation coming up didn't have those lifetime jobs, industrial jobs, and that we could raise families and everything. They put it on us. Now, what I'm hearing, Gary, Indiana is being regentrified, right? Whole Black neighborhoods are being turned white. And the bottom line, the story goes on. But that's our fault. That's Black America's fault. You got Chinese people, nationals, who are coming and buying up whole sections of Black communities and everything like that, you know? But that's all. Chinese are buying up real estate left and right. But that's okay. Mexicans are flooding in. Detroit's going to be a Mexican, Arab, and Chinese city in another decade. But that's our fault. You know, that's our fault. we don't even have the ability to say, okay, this is what our 100-year plan is for Black America. If you want to stay in America,
Right.
if you want to stay in America, other than that, it's just everybody out for themselves. Now, don't talk to the brother who's just basically just minding his business, doing something because you have no collective plan. You know, I have not seen any plan from any Black organization that's worth considering. Because we were warned about this decades ago, that we really have no plan. And the bottom line is nobody ever put a Black agenda on the table. And then when we put a Black agenda on the table, we're considered radical. You're racist. You know, you're Black supremacist and everything. They discredit you. But the Chinese got an agenda. The Koreans got an agenda. The Jews have an agenda. All these people make sure their homelands are taken care of. What if we had an agenda where we adopted like 4 or 5 African countries and say, you know something? We know you guys give Barack Obama, first Black president, gives Israel $38 billion, already billions of dollars. America gives Israel, right? Israel could take care of itself, right? Why is U.S. taxpayers' dollars going to the state of Israel, right? To oppress Palestinians and everything like that. It was Barack Obama who gave Israel all that billions of dollars. How much money in aid does the U.S. give of Africa? They give the whole continent a total like $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the whole continent. Think about that. And you have the Jews did not build America. The Africans in America, the African Americans have built America, and we don't have enough political power to make sure that at least $30 billion is siphoned out of the U.S. economy. Since they're on a spending spree anyway. They're giving money to Pakistani a girl to study gender, something, whatever. You know, how much money is actually going to Africa, right?
Right.
It was an African population, the African American population, who got the Democrats in power. The Indians are going to be taken care of. You know, Kamala's going to make sure the Indians get money and contracts or whatever like that. You know, but we don't even have it, so we're not organized to say, look, what is U.S. foreign policy in Africa? What you give what Ghana? How much? You know, a year. You know, you got 45 million Black people that generate almost $2 trillion to the U.S. economy and everything. We're not even on code like that. You want to talk about get on code? Let's get on code like that. You know, the United States gives out foreign aid. It's not going to stop anytime soon because the United States is a big mass of wealth. You want our vote or not? We're going to have a new foreign policy with Africa. We tried to do that with the AGOA agreement. That was a little better. Right?
Hey, Colin, did you see the incident where the soldier got pepper sprayed by the?
Oh yeah, that happened right where at Windsor, Virginia. I drive through there all the time. Windsor, Virginia. It's real pretty, little tiny little town. Little. I mean, you can walk to one end of the town to the other, right? But it's a major speed trap. You know, that place is a friggin' speed trap like that. What happens is when you drive through Windsor, right? Wherever you see the parks and the schools, everything, the speed drops down to 20. It's a major highway, 58, but the speed will drop down from like 55 to like 25, right?
Right.
And you got cops right there, like ready to get you. It's a little small town and everything. But the thing is, in the daytime, it looks all right and everything. Nice. It's a nice little drive through. It's all country, all farms and everything. But the thing is, it's pitch black at night. You know, I mean, you can't. There's no street lights. There's no anything. So what I want to know is if the guy would, and a lot of times, I'm sure the cops realize that people drive through the town, and if they ran his plates, he knows he's not a criminal, he's a military or whatever. If he had his hazard lights on, that's what I couldn't find out if he had his hazard lights on.
Right.
Do you know? It says it in a lot of driving manuals. If you get pulled over by police, you have a right to drive through a lit area. You know.
Right. Or go to a police station.
Or go to a police station. You know, you have a right to do that. You know, the cops don't have a right to when they pull you over. If you're driving under the speed limit with your hazard lights on, you can say, "Look, officer, I'm driving to a lit area. I don't feel safe." You know. But the way they acted, right, to that young man, right, pepper sprayed him and everything. Was out of line. That's why they fired. They were trying to cover it up because stuff like that happens in those small towns all the time. But because it got out to social media, then they said, we're going to fire this guy. Just try to cover up. But it's a bigger problem, you know, that what I would ask is, in these little small towns, I'm going to tell you right now, right? Watch your ass, especially in North Carolina, right? North Carolina. they have these. It could be 12 o'clock at night, right? You're driving down 17 or 13 in North Carolina, right? All right. And next thing you know, there's a friggin' a roadblock up ahead, right? And they said, check your license, everything, get out the car, whatever. It happens all the time. And nobody ever says anything. And the target of these things are often black people. You know, they'll be like, okay, you're driving through towns. I remember I was driving with back in North Carolina on business with a white colleague of mine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I let him drive my car. I had a Mitsubishi Eclipse. I let him drive my car, right?
Yeah, Mitsubishi Eclipse.
Yeah, I love that car. God, I love that car. Silver. Mm-hmm. I love that thing. That was my best car. So I let him drive, right? So I said, we do. So anyway, we went through the roadblock, right? We're about to leave, right? And also the cop looked over and saw me in the passenger seat. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. The way he said it. Whoa. What's going on here? You know?
He said that for real?
Yeah, he said, whoa. He was like, okay. He was like, yeah, go ahead. He saw me. Whoa. And all of a sudden, my tag's about to expire end of the month, right? And he's like, yeah, where you guys going? We're just coming back from Williamson, North Carolina. We're just going back to Virginia Beach, whatever, like that, you know. And then all of a sudden, the one cop was like, you know your tag's about to expire in a month. I said, officer, I really appreciate that. Thanks for telling me that. And he goes, get out of here, you freaking smart ass, you know.
You know that?
Yeah, he said, get out of here, smart ass, you know. I go, thanks, officer. I really appreciate that. I would have never known that. You know, my tag's about to expire at the end of the month, right? He says, get out of here, you smart ass. Get out of here, you know. You know, but yeah, those little small towns, man. At night, I would. That's another thing. A lot of sometimes, like if I got to drive out of town on business, and I got to go through Petersburg or Richmond or something like that. You know, Richmond, I'll take the highway all back. But those little small towns in Virginia, North Carolina, the police, you know, it's really scary because they can do whatever they want to you. They can shoot you and throw you in the friggin' water. Nobody's gonna do anything. Right. Because the black people there in that area, all you see is black people. They know the average black person there, they're so fearful of white people. You can see it. They're so fearful of white people, and they're just trying to get along. Hey, such and such. You see Rufus driving his truck and whatnot. Hey, that's a good Negro over there. You know what I'm saying?
He said Rufus.
Yeah, Rufus. You know, Rufus. I don't even make fun of people, but the average black person is not trying to make any waves. You know, they're not trying. The black police officer is not trying to make any waves. He's not trying to make any waves. He's just basically go along with the program. Why? Because he wants that paycheck. And so, like this situation, I don't know how this got leaked out. You know, I don't know. Well, do you ever know how this got leaked out?
What, the video?
It happened in December.
Oh, this happened in December.
Yeah, it happened in December.
Oh, I thought this was recent.
No, it happened in December.
Wow, I don't know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So the bottom line, at least maybe he requested it. His lawyer probably requested the camera. He put it on the internet. You know, and that's what happened. But imagine if there was no body cam or whatever. Like, I think he was also recording it from his car.
Right.
Recording from his car, you know. And so I guess when they found out he had a recording, they released their own version of it. But that's what it is. That's what.
But if an officer got fired, which is a good thing.
Yeah, but after 5 months, you know, 5 months later, he got fired.
Yeah, but he still got fired.
He got fired. Good. You know, that's good. I will take that. But you know, it is what it is. You know, that's what it is. But getting back to the topic, you know, I want somebody to tell me how we're much better off. We're 100 days into a Biden presidency, and things that seem like they're gonna. If this is any indication of how the next 4 years is going to be, Lord have mercy. You know. People were made to feel that if you get rid of Trump, Black Lives Matter was going to go away. You know, that's you had a lot of white people out there who were like, yeah, I just want Trump gone because I want to go back to, you just want to go back to thing. You know, the police are racist and black people are stubborn and black people are hard-headed, you know, bad combination. Police are racist and authoritarian. Black people are entitled and hard-headed and everything and stubborn and disobedient. There's going to be police incidents no matter what with that combination. It's going to happen again. You know, I feel sorry for Dante thing, but dude, you do not try to run from police, you know, under no circumstances, you know.
And then we'll start closing out. The officer got just charged with manslaughter.
Well, the reason why she did that, right, is because she resigned, right? That was smart on her part. Why? because she's going to get her pension. You know, she's going to get a pension and everything like that. She worked 30 years, so she got a nice pension. She makes $90,000 a year.
Oh, wow.
So she's going to get a pension, maybe unemployment. You know, and then what happens is when she gets a pension, once she gets a pension, she'll probably do. Remember, secondary manslaughter, you could get probation for that.
With that being said, how do you think this George Floyd case is going to play out?
I think he'll get convicted on third-degree murder charges, right?
Oh, you think he's going to get third-degree murder charges?
Third-degree murder or manslaughter, you know. But I don't think it's second-degree murder, because for second-degree manslaughter, you have to have some sort of a willful intent. It's like killing people. Murder and killing are two different statutes. You know, murder implies intent. You know what you were trying to do: murder somebody. You meant to kill them. You know, not clear that he tried to murder him, or what they could do is basically do a test. No one's done this. Put your foot on somebody's neck with his exact weight and George Floyd's exact body built for 9 minutes. You know, was it 9 minutes? Was he letting up? You know, I didn't see on video. Was he letting up? You know, breathing. I remember he was tossing and turning, but the whole thing is he had his foot on his neck and everything. If that was the cause of death for 9 minutes, then he's got manslaughter charge on him. But the thing is, people will say the thing is he didn't have to have his foot on his neck because George Floyd was already handcuffed.
Right.
It could be just like he was just being mean. A lot of it has to do with the fact that George Floyd was talking.
Right.
A lot of police, like when you're basically talking, you could be sitting there, but if you're talking, they consider you being disobedient, belligerent, and everything. And they basically put their foot on your neck to basically, like, because they didn't have to put his foot on. They had 4 of them. They didn't have to put their foot on his neck. So therefore, that right there alone, right? Alone, if they could tie that to George Floyd's death, right, then they can have a third-degree murder charge. But I doubt second-degree murder charge. You know,
right?
So nobody want to call in tonight?
I don't. Nah, no calling. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and let's go. We'll end early tonight, Colin. You know, we'll end early tonight. We'll go ahead and close out.
So for it, I want to see here Maximilian calling. I want some of these clowns.
I think you know they're tired from yesterday.
Or scared. People scared. Say you're scared. You're scared. You know, you're scared.
Yeah.
Say you're
But Colin, okay, 2 Nigel wants to call in. 2 Nigel, send me an email. You can call in.
Okay, yeah, 2 Nigel. That's all.
2 Nigel, send me an email and you can call me in. 2 Nigel, send me an email. You can call in.
That's always good for a laugh. 2 Nigel.
Yeah. 2 Nigel to come on and just it's gonna work out. Everything's gonna work out. It's okay. It's a new day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that I want to hear. You know.
Yeah. I already tell you what he's gonna call. We already know what 2 Nigel's about.
Check this out. Here's the thing. Like, and I made comments, and I love my African immigrant brothers, right? But y'all gotta take a step back a little bit. You know. I mean, we live in a world where Black America, right? We're not immigrants. You know, we're not desperate people like, people coming from other countries and everything. They need the democratic charity. We don't need that anymore. So therefore, we're feeling that our politics, right? People use our numbers, right? Because a lot of Black immigrants love Joe Biden. You know how many people tell this nice, but you know how many African immigrants and people from Middle East are coming across the border? It's not just people from it's people coming from West Africa and everything like that. Everybody's trying to come in here. Now you say, now me personally, if it was a bunch of Black people coming here and they were assimilating Black America, I wouldn't care. I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't care.
Right.
I wouldn't care if it was Black people coming here. Okay, generation 2, they'll assimilate with us. But you have a lot of people coming over, and I'm saying to myself, who are not trying to assimilate with us. They're trying to replace Black America. It's not going to happen. I mean, I was. We just had our property in North Carolina. We've been in our family for over 120 years. Bulldoze. We having land clear. We're putting some modules up there in North Carolina and everything. And I said to myself, Black America. It dawned on me, a lot of Black America got a lot of friggin' wealth and a lot of stuff at stake here in America that you can't just come here one generation think you're going to surpass us. It's not going to happen. You got a lot of people. Oh yeah, we get look. Bottom line, it's not going to happen. The best thing you can do is work with black people when you come here. But you trying to be your own separate, Nigerians and Senegal and all stuff like that, you are not going to win because Black America, and also you're depending on that Democratic Party. Black America holds the key to the future of the Democratic Party, and a lot of African immigrants just want us to be stupid and say, they're benefiting from the Democratic Party, right? And immigrants and everything. Black America is not benefiting from the party, but we're supposed to be stupid and just keep going on with the same thing instead of having something for us to look at the Black America the way we are right now. You got a lot of black people who are investing in Bitcoin. You got a lot of black people in America who have startup businesses and everything. Let's talk about Atlanta, Dynas, right?
Go ahead.
It's another thing. Glad we're on topic. Atlanta is going to lose $100 million because of the All-Star game polling.
Right.
$100 million. Now, Atlanta is 51% black.
Right.
Atlanta is not just any other black large area. There's a lot of black people who are doing business and involved in every aspect of Atlanta's economy. I give Atlanta that, in many ways, you say, yeah, Atlanta's a white city, but there's a lot of black people who are caking off that white city. You know what I'm saying? In your city. So $100 million that could have went to new black businesses, startups, and everything like vendors and everything like that, circulating the economy, is now going to Denver with a 9% black population and with no political power. It's time to rein in the whole thing.
And for the most part, and people are going to disagree with me, over just go get an ID in order to vote.
Yeah. Just because, and also they ask most black people, yeah, you got to have an ID to vote. It's not about having an ID. What they want to do is basically in these states right here, these toss-up states, right? They want to be able to flood the area with harvest ballots. People come from no checks on ballots, just ballot stuffing and all stuff like that. That's exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. You could go vote multiple times and everything. You could send multiple ballots in. There's nobody checking IDs and everything. So therefore, that killed that. You should be for that because the bottom line, if you're living in Georgia, if somebody from another state could send in a ballot in and everything, absolutely ballot in with not being checked ID and everything, that cancels out your vote. Why would you be against that? And why? Because you don't care about your black vote. It'll make your black vote irrelevant. Mm-hmm. You care about the Democrat Party. It's all about the Democrat Party. All
right. Go ahead, Jason. Jason, you got to unmute yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Go
hello.
Ahead, yeah, we're here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just listening. I remember the show from yesterday where they were talking about there was a guy Maximilian and he was guy was talking all this and you guys were coming with different facts, and I think the problem is a lot of black folks they don't want to listen, and I think that whether it's Republican or Democrat, I think both of them we're on the same coin. To me, I think either way, I think trying to rely on the Democrat and Republicans going to do something for you. I think that you're going to run into problems either way.
Right. Let me ask you a question, Jason.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say that's true, right? But why is it, do you think black people, right? You say Democrat, Republican, but why should the black people give their vote away for absolutely nothing?
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, that's a big problem. Yeah, and I think that. I think a lot of black folks, in the West, they would try to rely on a system that really doesn't really want to invest in them. So I think that they forget that you're still in the West, and these black folks are just used as as like pawns, and I think basically they'll say something, they just want to go and just get the vote but not actually have nothing in return. So I think that that's a problem. I think a lot of black folks just trust the political system way too much, and I think that uh, being independent, having that more independent type of spirit, like Malcolm X preached for and stuff like that. So black folks, still want to be accepted by the dominant society, and that's not going to it's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to happen. So
Question: do you think it's black folks or it's the people that they, like I said, it's a well orchestrated thing. They don't pay these rappers and entertainers and actors millions of dollars for nothing.
Right.
They basically pay these people to lead us, right? They pay black politicians, they pay black community activists, all these people. You see right with the Black Lives Matter. These people, there's a lot of money invested in controlling black people. They control what we think, how we vote, and everything, and our emotions. So the whole thing is, I would say like this: there's a majority of black people, majority of us, right, don't really need anything specific. But if we have politics is supposed to be protecting what you already have, right? And also expanding what you're interested in, right? If large numbers of black people are starting to say they're interested in the well-being and connecting with their motherland, Africa, investment, tourism, and everything like that, right? Then it's up to the politicians, the activists, and everything to meet that demand. But the thing is, here is Black America are going one way, right? Going one way, right? The politicians are leading us the other way. They'll leave up the other way. Mike Olawale Mike says, Colin, I should get my Nigerian culture. What Nigerian culture? I would like to know what is Nigerian culture in America. MC Chaz, that's Nigerian culture. MC Chaz, I'm looking at Nigerians and whatnot. They get a little bit of money in their pocket. They're out there flossing. They're driving wearing Louis Vuitton and everything. What the heck is Nigerian culture? What is it? The Nigerian one generation in America. These people, I like the Chinese, their culture. You can tell the Chinese and everything. It's like that. The average Nigerian don't have a culture in America. Their culture is absorbed. So this myth that Nigerian has a culture that they're trying to keep. Now they do have values that I admire, as far as education and stuff like that. And they still got a family structure. I give them that. But so do a lot of black people in America already have that. You don't take the worst of our culture and compare it with the best of yours, and say, why lose my culture? Because everything you have, if you don't care about using culture, why are you guys celebrating Burna Boy on the Grammys? Let's be real with ourselves. Everything Nigeria try to do. Okay, you're trying to show off in front of Black America. You want our acceptance, you want our respect and everything, and you want to hold on to our culture when I do. Stop all that. That's that pride. That's why we can't get no place. You got other people. You got in California, you got Thai, Vietnamese, and everything. They come to the modern world. But yeah, in the village and everybody's secretariat. But in the modern world, you got Thai, Japanese, everybody, Filipinos and everybody into these Asian fusion cultures, as far as like food, martial arts, art, and everything. They're building Asian fusion cities all over Asia. And even in Chinatown, you got Koreatown and everything, but you'll see Japanese there. It's an all Asian thing, you'll see Asian clubs and Asian this, that, and the other things. Like they're coming together, look at some of the Asian blogs, but the African wants to come here for some strange reason and think he's going to one up us. I'm like, no, dude, man, it don't work like that. I don't know what it is about when you come and assimilate with us, right? Like you always tell us to come to Africa and assimilate with you. Oh, you got to come up and assimilate. No, when you come to America, the struggle, the politics, and the culture, this is our base. This is a Black America. You come and assimilate with us, and that's the way it is.
All right, we got yeah, go ahead, Two Nigel, and then Two Nigel, a couple rounds, and we'll go in and close out. Go ahead, unmute yourself, Two Nigel.
All right, thanks for having me. Yeah, this is an interesting discussion because you were thinking that I was going to come and just say, oh, all is going to be good. The way I look at it is that it's like an example is like if you hire a security guard to guard your building, and the next day somebody comes in and takes all the stuff from your building, you have to hold somebody accountable. And our problem is we keep protesting against the whole state. We are not holding our lawmakers from our own community this and accountable. I've never really heard the black community ever say, where is our Congress members? Where is our senators? What are they doing? Where is our leaders? What are they doing? I've never seen that. I really haven't seen that. And that is a bit of a difference. I don't know why we don't do that. Because they do, the other groups do. If they go back home to their constituencies, there are people who hold them accountable. They don't even let them come to town halls. So why are people not doing that? Kala, can you answer that?
Okay, I'll tell you exactly why. We have this thing called sacred cows in Black America. When somebody's up there and he's a so-called anointed leader, right? He just, they anoint themselves, or some Negroes anoint them, whether it's Minister Farrakhan, Al Sharpton, or elected official, right? We're not allowed to question them. We're not a free people. Black America is not a free people.
Well, you sound free here.
Well, I'm a free person, right? Black America is not free politically. Now
yep, I agree.
Look at John Conyers. He's been in power. He was in Congress, right? When my parents were dating as teenagers, 1964. He basically on this reparations bill, which he knows they're gonna pass. That's just something what's a Charlie Rangel in Harlem representative for decades. Nothing. We have John Lewis, decades. Your congressman is supposed to be changed every 2 terms. You're supposed to get a new congressman. That's how everybody else does. Black people, they use civil rights, racism, and all this stuff to keep themselves in power, right? And they basically deliver absolutely nothing. That's what it is. We have this thing where we worship people, and Maxine Waters, her district is a shit. She hasn't even visited her district, right? But she's basically sitting there on high, talking about the Orange Man, Peach 45, and all something like that. And you buy it. We're silly. We're buying. Black America.
They are supposed to be protecting the community. Whenever our people die like this, we shouldn't be worrying about why should white people care for us. These are the people that should be caring for us. They are the ones who should be holding accountable. We elect them to go into office. Then why are they not doing their job? They should be advocating our case day in, day out.
To Nigel, let me say this, right? It's because we have a 2-party system in America, right? If you're a black, like Kwasi Nkrumah years ago, he wanted a black agenda. The Democratic Party replaced him, and we got that buffoon Elijah Cummings, Bottom line is this: the Democrat Party decides in black districts, right? This is how they write black to vote off, right? Okay, we got a black district right here, right? No Republican running against them. There's no competition. So whoever is the Democrats decide to put there, it's a lifetime appointment. It's like being on the Supreme Court and you're in a black district, because we don't have the sense to have. They tell us that if we don't vote Democrats, the Republicans are going to put us back into slavery.
You ain't black.
You ain't black, So how is it that if Minister Farrakhan is supposed to be the big bad black leader, how is it that they able to punk him down and make him comply with all this nonsense about being a Democrat and everything? How is that? How can we have our own political party?
I really find it hard to believe that all these black Congress members have so much power over because I see a lot of outspoken African Americans on TV, on YouTube, on TV, everywhere. Why are they not holding their own politicians accountable, crying to the police, expecting the white man to be the one feeling sorry for them? Those people are not going to feel sorry for you. They don't care for you. The ones that will care for you are your own people that you put in office. And if they don't do their job, the next time they come to get selected to go and represent the party again, you will flood that place and vote for the opposite person that is willing to do the job.
That won't happen, bro. You know why it don't happen, bro? Because the black people are only allowed to be in one political party. And the bottom line, there's no way you can remove a black person from office, right? Because the only candidate is a Democrat, and the Democratic Party decides who's going to be a black mayor, who's going to be a black congressman, who's going to be a black senator, and everything.
They have primaries. That's how it works. You have primaries. You can run another black person against another black person.
Yeah, but
there's always 2 extremes, man.
The primaries don't work in black America, like I told you, because the average black person, right, when it comes down to it, right, you come out like when's the last time a black candidate, a congressman, been primary, Dinus?
Never.
He said lost or win.
Huh?
He said lost or win.
When's the last time one of these established black congressmen, the Congressional Black Caucus, when is the last time they've been primaried, right? They won't. because they got you so scared of them. You're afraid of them.
Never. People are not paying attention to them. That is why whenever this stuff happens, we protest against the whole police. When we should be holding our own people accountable. The people that there are many of them in Washington there, and there's no pressure is being put on them because they're happy that their people are being protesting against Trump. They are protesting against Biden. They are protesting against police. When it should be them, we should be holding accountable. What are they doing? What are they doing with their time? They should be explaining to us.
Well, that's a good question.
Niger.
Niger, you know what you need to do? Go on Roland Farton's podcast and start doing that. Trolling him saying that, We need more people like you, going to people like Roland Martin, the people that's carrying the water for the Democratic Party and the establishment, black establishment, and saying that, And more people start saying that, going there, showing up at their rallies, shouting them down, saying, what the hell are you doing? We're going to vote you out and everything. That will create a groundswell of, it's time to clean house in Black America. But that won't happen because they got us so focused on the straw man called racism, white supremacy, the orange man, the boogeyman and everything, that we basically won't do that. We don't. That's exactly what it is, and that's why I said, man. Me personally, I've had enough. I've had enough of all the foolishness in Black America. Nobody's serious about doing anything. You look at the cities that's failing in Black America, and you could sit there and be a mayor and a representative of a state or a city of Black people that fail, like Baltimore, complete failure. And you got a nerve to show your face on camera talking about this and that. Maxine Ward ought to be ashamed of herself. All these people that represent Black districts ought to be ashamed of themselves.
This is where I agree with this in Pan-Africa, Brandon, because he is for accountability. And I think we really need to be holding these people accountable so that whenever they go into office, they know their clock is ticking. If they don't do anything, people are going to come for them. We shouldn't be protesting if they know when any Black person gets shot, it's not the police we are going to be going after or the streets we are going to be going after. That is their doorstep. We won't think twice.
That, bro. Black people won't do that. We won't do that.
They need to.
Like old Al Sharpton today gives us a slave speech, right? Talking about I'm paying for the funeral of Dante White, right? And Black people are emotional. You gotta say, so Black America is emotional. We're an emotional people, right? They control us with emotion and fear. And just basically being we don't expect anything better out of anything, and so therefore that's why they'll get on TV after doing absolutely nothing for decades in office and decades in the media, and they'll give us a soft speech how we suffer and everything, and instead of us saying, look, shut up, we don't want to hear that. So therefore,
an example is this George Floyd bill that is coming through now. Why I get a feeling that it's going to pass through because it's already passed the Congress. It's just the Senate and the president now that it needs to go through the law. So, but this is kind of stuff that, when this kind of stuff happens, you should be going to them. When is this bill? What is the time? Why are you waiting? You are waiting for so that you guys stretch it towards the election period so that you say you're giving us one thing for 2 years. Do it now so that before the election you do more for us. If you don't ask people for more, they are not going to do more for you. They're going to wait towards the election before they pass that bill. They'll say, yeah, we've done one thing for you for 2 years. They are playing games with
yeah, right.
I like to think that, okay, yes, the processes do work, but we have to hold them accountable for it to actually work because they are playing games. I hear the congresswoman yesterday where they were asking her on TV, and she was just sounding like, okay, the president is in support of the bill and all the rest. Then when are you going to pass it? Even the questioner didn't even ask her, when do you intend to pass this bill? Because if I were as a Black person, I can't wait. Yesterday should have been passed yesterday. So why is there no urgency to pass the bill? Because better to have a law than not to have any law favoring you. The law, the system, the judge system and the legal system is piled full of white supremacists right now. Trump has done a very good job of it.
Let me say this while somebody asked a question in the chat room. It says there's like 3 out of 100 Blacks are in the U.S. Senate and about 59 in the Congress. Do you know those 3 senators and those 59 congressmen can shut the Congress down?
Exactly.
But they won't.
Those three
Their allegiance,
senators have so
their
much power
allegiance
right
is
now.
to the Democratic Party, not us.
See, it's up to you. It's up to African Americans to go to them and say, three of you, you can stop Biden's policy completely. Because we don't care about Democrats and Republicans. It shouldn't be about Democrats. It's about us. So you, three of you, stop this nonsense about Democrats and Republicans and make it about us. If they don't sort anything out, no bill is going through. Just be looking at them. You want your LGBT rights and BQ rights, you have to do this one for us. If you want to pass that infrastructure stuff, you have to do this one for us now. Now, that is how you force people to do things. And I think the reason why they get away with it is because there's no fire being lit under them directly. And we keep going after police, we keep going after these presidents and all the rest, when the people that should do these things are our own people.
Right.
They're getting away with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and close out. What we'll do, we'll start with you tonight, Tunija, then Lion, then Jason, and Kyla will hand it back to you. Go ahead, Tunija.
Yeah, thank you. The reason why I came in was because that stuff I saw yesterday, and I was just completely disgusted with the way the lady asked. That was a black congresswoman, and I just felt that these things are happening, and you're just sitting there, and it just occurred to me, nobody's really holding these people accountable. They're just going around pretending to be black people, and yes, they are doing things, but they are doing it in political ways, making it look like it's black and white, when in reality, your community is under attack on a daily basis. This is not a joke business. And I think if people start holding them account directly, don't even bother protesting against police that already hate you anyway. Worry about the people that are supposed to care for you. And when you do that, you find that they will be moving a lot faster, and they have power. You've just stated it, Carla Genesis yourself. 3 senators, 2 will shut the Senate down right now, and we have 3. What are they doing with all that power?
Bottom line, they're buck dancing. They're getting butter biscuits, and they're getting invited on The View. They're getting invited on MSNBC, and they're feeling like celebrities. And they don't give a dang about you. Bottom line, they're not going to buck the system because they got us convinced that whatever this agenda they're trying to pass is in our best interest. No, it's not. And so therefore, we have things. Black America is in utter chaos. We need help. Here in Hampton, Virginia. They said the police were called on a fight, 50 people fighting in Rip Rap Road one night. They're just dumping people together. Black America is in so much despair right now. Go ahead, Lions. I'll close out. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And I think like all those movements are not for black folks. The Caucus, the Black Caucus, the NAACP, and Black Lives Matter, all those trying to organizations get compromised. And it has to be something that's independent from Democrats or Republicans and stuff, because they always, play up to 2 extremes, right? Black people in America is always dealing with these extremes, and it has to be something where it has to be a bargaining chip, and you have to get some type of funding that's independent from these parties. And I think that falling for all this other crap, and these other movements get compromised by these other groups. They start saying all this stuff, and like Black Lives Matter, these people making money off of the death of black males.
All right.
And it's just, I don't know, it's like you said, it's just bad. And I think that, and I'm trying to think how the way to get out of here. And I think it was a book Dr. Amos Wilson was saying, dysfunction, like the dysfunction in the black community, like they got to have it in dysfunction for them to operate. So for them to white supremacy to operate, it has to be a constant thing. But like you were saying, I think that having an African plan is one thing, way, to operate. And I think that's one way or something like that. And just trying to figure out how to do this, stuff like this, because then you have a whole breakdown of the value system. It's just like, the whole family system is all array. And so I think that, you have all these different things that are going at work. And I think that like, it has to be like a true black, think tank that's independent from this stuff, and I think that, And yeah, I was trying to, trying to find the statistics behind all this stuff.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Jace, for coming on. All right, Kyle,
Right.
go ahead and close out.
But to his point, he was saying the two brothers made some excellent points, right? The problem is, right, just like your boy Delray and everything, when they offer you that job to get on television, right, and they said they're gonna pay for your flight, that's something does something to Negroes, right? When they pay for your dinner, they pay for your flight, they tell you to meet up here and everything, and you're sitting down with celebrities and stuff like that, and they're giving you cash and everything, that changes people, you know? They're like, oh, I could make a living here. Just say, all I have to do what they say. There's no real black agenda, right? Right? Like the congressman, like you said, three senators, black senators, right? 59 congressmen. They could shut Congress down tomorrow if they were a united black force. But these people are carefully picked and groomed. The liberals and conservatives work together. They work together. They made the white people say, okay, we have the black vote. The white liberals, the racist liberals control the black vote, right? Black people are not going to come together as a group and say, all the black elected officials, this is what we want to do. We want an Africa plan. We want more investments in Africa. We want sister city projects. We want more enterprise zones in Black America. If you're not doing all these things, I didn't even list them all, right? You don't get, our congressmen are not going to vote for you. Our congressmen are going to vote absentee or going to sit home, right? And so therefore, what happens is this. That's why they're trying to pass the filibuster, break the filibuster, right? Because that could happen, right? In the Senate. These two black congressmen, three black congressmen could say, you know something, we want to vote. We want to vote the Republicans or we're going to sit out, right? You get rid of filibuster, those three black senators are irrelevant. So black people are like, yeah, get rid of filibuster. Negroes, are you kidding me? You know, we're not even politically educated, Dinus, about stuff. It's like with Stacey Abrams, they talk about boycotting Georgia now. Will Smith is pulling out. Who's that hurting? Black people. He's pulling his movie out. Your boy said Georgia's one of the most progressive black states, and you're boycotting the state of Georgia. Who's that going to hurt? We don't even have it in ourselves to think about. So Joe Biden says it's Jim Crow and everything, but I think the Major League Baseball and the wealth they're making, I think we could deal with that. No, we don't even think about our own economic and interest, right? We're just we're trying to make sure the Democrats win, and all the Democrats win. We're Democrats before we're black, you know? And so that's just all I have to say tonight, you know?
Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Also, make sure you go to check out Kyle's show at 11.
Yeah, Gangsta Bill Radio. Around the sticker.
Yeah. Absolutely. Until next time, family, Dynasty Mirror, search for Huru. Peace.
Peace, thanks.